everybody, welcome to Learn with Steph. This is one of the videos as part of our Lessons in Law series. The focus is on OCR A Level Law, but it will be useful to anybody studying law. If you like the videos, please do subscribe and press the like button at the bottom. Hello, so this is the second video on assault. And in this one, we're going to look at how you write about assault. And hopefully, I'll be able to give you some tips. So first of all, for all non-fatal offences, the steps will be the same. You define it, you give the legal authority, but for assault, then you do types of assault, then you go through the actus reus of apprehend, immediate, unlawful force, and then mens rea, the intentional recklessness. So they're the steps. Look at the question. So the question is, discuss the criminal liability of Ashok for the assault. Ashok was driving behind Ben at some traffic lights. Ashok pulled alongside Ben and pointed his fingers at him in the shape of a gun and mouthed towards him that he should be shot. Ben was very scared by this. Ashok then accelerated away from the lights to get ahead of Ben. And for all these for your criminal offences scenarios, you do the idea formula. So you identify the offence or the defence, you define it, then you go through the actus reus, explaining and applying it, and then you go through the mens rea, explaining and applying it. Now, in your OCR A-level course, you won't have, unfortunately, a scenario as simple as this. This is taken from the old AQA AS paper. I'm just using it to help you look at just assault. Unfortunately, your scenarios will be a lot more complicated than this, but let's keep it simple for the moment. So let's start with these steps. So the first thing is the I. Identify the offence. So your first sentence must name the offence, and in this case it's assault. And my advice is to start all your scenario answers with the word when. So when Ashok frightened Ben, he could be charged with assault under section 39 of the Criminal Justice Act 1988. So you start with when, you name the defendant, and you sum up in about 3-4 words maximum the crux of the scenario. You name the offence or defence, and you provide the legal authority in full. And that means not CJA at this point. Okay, you can use that once you've said it once, but for the first time you should always write it in full. So then you go on to the definition. Assault is intentionally or recklessly to cause the victim to apprehend immediate unlawful force. Just remember to include both the actus reus and the mens rea in your definition. Okay, use the language of the offence, so apprehend, not fear. Okay, then you do your actus reus explanation, and for assault, it's in 3 parts: type, apprehend, and immediate. So let's have a look at how this would be written. The actus reus of assault is to cause the victim to apprehend immediate unlawful force. Assault can be committed through conduct, logden, words or silences, island, or writing, constanza. Apprehend means fear. Immediate has been defined as imminent in Smith v Woking Police. Basically, it means causing the victim to fear what might happen next. Points here. So first of all, always start with the actus reus and not the mens rea. And for the cases, you generally don't need to explain the facts of the case at all. Just putting them in brackets after the point of law will do. If the scenario is directly mirroring the facts of a specific case, then you might want to say this scenario is similar, but at this point, just putting it in brackets is fine. 3 points: type of assault, apprehend and immediate. And again, you need to use the language of the offence. Okay? Apprehend, immediate. So you'd move from your explanation to applying it. So in the scenario, the assault was committed through conduct because Ashok pointed his fingers at Ben and mouthed a threat to him. Ben did feel fear because it says Ben was very scared by this. The fear was of what might happen next because Ashok was in a car behind Ben. So what's the learning points there? Well, first of all, when you are applying, it's really useful to introduce your application, to signpost it to the examiner using the phrase in the scenario. Use the scenario as your evidence. So quote from the scenario. Here we've got pointed his fingers, mouth. For true application, you must use the word because. Otherwise, it's just assertion. But if I'd have finished the sentence in the scenario, the assault was committed through conduct, full stop. That would be an assertion and not application. I've got to explain why it is conduct, and I've got to refer to the scenario. And apply each law element in the order that you've done them during the explanation. Mens rea would come after the actus reus. So the mens rea of assault is to cause the victim to apprehend immediate unlawful force intentionally or recklessly. The intent is direct, meaning the defendant must have desired the consequence, mohan, and the recklessness is subjective, meaning the defendant must have realised the risk and taken the risk, Cunningham. You must name the mens rea precisely. So we're looking for words intention and recklessness, and you should define them. Whether you need the cases Mohan and Cunningham is debatable. I think I've probably included too much here. And then finally, just a little bit of a learning point here. This offence has intent and recklessness. When there's recklessness as well as intent, the intent will always only ever be direct. So then you would apply the mens rea. In the scenario, the assault was committed intentionally because Ashok clearly desired to make Ben feel scared of immediate unlawful force because he mouthed a threat directly towards him before accelerating away. Quite a long sentence there, isn't there? Again, you must identify what the mens rea is. So you've used the word intentionally or recklessly. You've got to echo one of those words. You also have defined what intentionally or recklessly means. So you have to echo back the legal definition. So in here, it's intentionally. Therefore, I've got to echo back the word desire. If I'd have used recklessly, I would need to echo back realise the risk. As before, the word because ensures its application, and references to the scenario ensures its good application. The next video will be on battery. If you found that useful, please do like, feel free to leave a comment, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening. That brings us to the end of this lesson in law. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like it and subscribe to find more videos. Bye.